What it is, YouTube homies? Simone Fan 101. I'm making this video while doing the hiccup, so if my right there, see, if my speech constantly stops throughout the video, it's because I have the hiccups. I wanted to make this video now, get it out of the way, while it's still somewhat relevant. Jesus, this is gonna be tough, but I'm gonna try to get through it. This is my Royal Rumble pay-per-view review. Now, I thought this was, admittedly, a pretty good show. Capped off with two great Rumble matches, and what was a surprisingly good, in both cases, world title matches. Oddly enough, the matches I thought that could have stolen the show were the tag matches, which were the least exciting. I mean, one tag title match was better than one world title match, but considering that my expectations were so low on the Universal Championship match, that probably made it better. But yeah, let's get into the show, shall we? My ratings for the pre-show will not be in the description box, but I do want to briefly talk about them. I watched the show at a buddy's house. My friend Mark, who actually lives in the same neighborhood that I do, he had his friend Derek over, and Derek had his kids over because he's the eldest of us, most likely, and I was there in time to watch the pre-show match, one of the pre-show matches, the third of the three, but I did go back and watch the other two pre-show matches. It was the first match, technically, of the night was the team of Grand Metalik, Kalisto, and Lince Dorado, all three masked wrestlers, against the team of TJP. They don't even really call him TJ Perkins anymore. Well, they call him TJ Perkins, but really he's just called TJP. TJP, Drew see what I mean there? Hiccups. TJP, Drew Gulak, and I was about to say Arya Daivari. Definitely not Arya Daivari. Who was the other guy? Now I'm forgetting. Hang on. I have my results right here. Jack Gallagher. Why he's in this match, I don't know. I guess just to fill up the space. And honestly, I like Gallagher. Jeez, this is gonna start pissing me off just a little bit. So, just please, guys, deal with me. Deal with my hiccups. It just happened earlier today. I'm like, no, I was going to record. I tried holding off, but not happening. Anyway, let's begin, shall we? So there was that match, which admittedly, I'm only going to mention the briefest of spots in the finish. So there was only one spot to really talk about, which was a spot where when Gulak, Gallagher, and TJP were all on the outside, Metalik, Kalisto, and Lince Dorado went on the corner of one of the rings, right? Grand Metalik and Lince Dorado were standing on each side of the rope that the corner, that the corner was a part of, and Kalisto was standing on the post, the ring post. All of them did a moonsault to the floor at the same time. That, admittedly, was a pretty cool spot. Oh, damn it. This is gonna piss me off, isn't it? And hilariously, I read on the internet they've been called the masked wrestlers. They've been called the Lucha Brothers. That is funny. They need to get Sin Cara the hell off of SmackDown, match him with the Lucha Brothers, make their own Lucha stable. That'd be awesome, actually. But the finish of the match happened when Drew Gulak and Jack Gallagher were on the outside. TJP was going to try to roll up. That was my tablet, by the way. TJP was going to roll up Kalisto. He rolled him up, tried to grab the tights, but probably grabbed too hard, and and basically pulled Kalisto to his feet. And I'm just checking my tablet real quick. And considering the fact that Kalisto, considering the fact that Kalisto was in front of TJP, immediately countered with the Salida del Sol and got the win. Of course, TJP acting like kind of like a little bitch, but from what I read on the results from 205 Live last night, that shit's coming to an end. Gotta blow my nose too. Again, this is not the right timing, but I want to get it out of the way, and I'm gonna finish this review. Next was Luke Gallows and Carl Anderson facing up against the Revival in a rematch from Raw 25. A match that, by the way, was so short that I just didn't like it. Mainly because they used the Revival as meat to get humiliated by DX. By the way, just quick reiteration, I thought the 205 Live 6-man tag team match, I thought it was good. Not great, but it was definitely a step in the right direction ever since Enzo is now gone from the 205 Live show and the Cruiserweight. And he's gone from WWE as a whole. And from what I read of the results of this week's 205 Live as well as watching last week's, I'm gonna have to say, yeah, the show is far better without Enzo in it. And on top of that, it feels like they're finally doing right by the Cruiserweights. But next match was Gallows and Anderson against the Revival. Again, rematch from Raw 25. Unlike that match in the Manhattan Center, they actually got some time. About 9, maybe 10 minutes. Oddly enough, the Cruiserweight match went the longest. Which is usually not usually does not happen on, say, Monday Night Raws or even pay-per-views, no matter what. But I thought it was a good match. It was just a basic tag team match, but of course, basic is what the Revival's so good at anything, but the Revival's also good at doing basic stuff. It was a pretty good match. The Revival, as they should, got the win over Gallows and Anderson after they were working over Anderson's knee. And at one point, Anderson tried to hit a kick onto, I believe it was Dawson on the turnbuckle. Gallows was taken to the outside, he accidentally posted himself, and then Wilder got Anderson with a chop block and rolled him up for the pin. Not rolled him up, but he got him with a chop block and got a surprise pin on him, I should say. Third match was Bobby Roode defending the United States Championship in an Open Challenge match against whoever else. Now, ever since then, we have been getting conflicting reports as to who was supposed to be facing Bobby Roode, because apparently it kept on switching in and out. One report said it was supposed to be Dolph Ziggler, which would have made no sense considering the fact that Ziggler was already champion and he vacated the freaking thing on SmackDown. And the second was possibly Adam Cole, which I like Adam Cole, and I really do, and I preferred him being in the Rumble match. It made the Rumble match better. Adam Cole should not be debuting on the main roster in a pre-show match in which he would lose. If he's gonna lose, it has to be in a match where he's allowed to lose and not, say, get pinned. In this case, the Royal Rumble. Honestly, it doesn't matter who Bobby Roode was supposed to be defending. The fact that he wasn't in the pay-per-view Rumble match at all is a crime, in my opinion. Especially since with a couple of jobber choices that they had in the match. And not hating on the match, we'll get to that. But yeah, Bobby Roode ended up facing against Mojo Rawley, who, again, also doesn't make sense, as Bobby Roode beat Mojo Rawley in the United States title tournament like a couple of weeks ago. In fact, he beat Rawley the same night he beat Mahal for the United States Championship in the tourney final. Match, not horrible, but definitely not. It was definitely a flat match. There was little to no heat. Mojo being in the match, honestly, I would have preferred him being in the Rumble match, to be quite honest. Both of them, really. But I would prefer Mojo to be in the Rumble match, not in this match. Feed a Raw guy. Feed like a Raw guy to Bobby Roode. Someone who's not going to be in the Rumble match. Feed someone like that. I don't know, Goldust. I know somebody who was not going to be in the Rumble match, or hell, do it against a cruiserweight. I don't know, but just not Mojo Rawley. But anyway, whether or not was the original plan, the match itself wasn't that good. It wasn't horrible, but it wasn't great or good. It was just bang on average. Really, not even that. And you could even tell because they botched up the finish. Basically, Bobby Roode was supposed to do like a tornado DDT, stand on it, and then land on his feet, and then give him the Roode bomb. Not the Roode bomb. The glorious DDT. I'm still thinking of TNA. The glorious DDT. That didn't happen as there was a botch. I don't know who screwed up, but it looks like I don't know whether or not it was Roode or it was Mojo. Probably Mojo, but it easily could have been Roode as well. But it looked like Bobby Roode just gave him a regular DDT. And instead of just like calling an audible and just doing the move properly, instead he just got him for the pin. Weak way to end the match. Weak. It was weak. Before I start the pay-per-view review, there's two things I gotta mention. One, Alicia Fox. We all thought Alicia Fox was going to be met mainly because she basically announced it. But what happened was she suffered a legit injury that would keep her out of the out on action for at least a couple to maybe a few months. So definitely she'll definitely be missing WrestleMania. So they probably had to get in a last minute I'm just curious if they had to get like a last minute replacement. And then, like, one of the legends or the Hall of Famers or whatever, if one of them came back, mainly because Alicia could not compete. Honestly, I'm glad, because honestly, I'm not the big a fan of Alicia. Half the time, she seems to be okay. Half the time, she seems to work so horribly. Just watched a little segment with her and Naomi at Survivor Series. I already went over that. Now, the opening match was... I was a big proponent... And the second thing has to do with the Rumble contest. But I'll get to that when the Rumble match happens. Now, going into the pay-per-view, I thought the best way, if you wanted to book this show the best way possible, you start off with one Royal Rumble match and you end with a Royal Rumble match. I thought for sure they were going to start off with the Women's Royal Rumble to get the show off on a hot start, and then main event with the Men's Royal Rumble, and so we can really see like what kind of impact they have. Instead, for the second time in pay-per-view history that I can remember, we opened up with a WWE Championship title match. AJ Styles defending the championship against Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens in a handicap match. Now, of course, the story going into this show was more based on Shane and Bryan, and not too much based on, even though Styles got some promo work and stuff. Styles, Zayn, and Kevin Owens. It was, even though they were opponents and proponents in the match, the real story going into it was Shane and Daniel Bryan, which I was hoping to Lord that Shane McMahon and Daniel Bryan would not come out during the match, and thankfully they didn't. They did not come out during the match. They stayed backstage in the entire night. And I thought we were good. Unlike most people, because I'm a big AJ Styles fan. A lot of people going to the pay-per-view thought that this match was going to suck. You're forgetting one big fact. Look at the talent. Yeah, okay. Is it underwhelming considering the talent involved? Yes. But look at the talent involved. It's very hard. With Sami Zayn, AJ Styles, and Kevin Owens, it's going to be really hard to get a bad match out of them. And they didn't have a bad match whatsoever. Styles especially. I mean, Zayn and Owens, they may have had bad matches here and there, But aside from one bad match with a non-wrestler and Frank Trigg all the way back in 2008, September of 2008, it's very rare for AJ Styles to ever have a bad match. It doesn't usually happen. It almost never happens. So yeah, it almost never happens. So I was one of the few people going to the match expecting at least a good match, and that's exactly what we got. We got a pretty good match here. The match was, it was like a quick back and forth. I'm not going to talk so much in the way of spots for most of the non-Rumble matches in this review, so just bear that in mind. Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens were in the match. Kevin Owens, by the way, I heard going into the Rumble, was nursing a back injury, which was why that one-on-one match, SmackDown before the pay-per-view, between Owens and Styles was so short, was because they didn't want Kevin Owens injuring himself. Now, Kevin Owens did do some spots. He wasn't completely like a non-factor. He was a factor, but you could tell there wasn't. Much of the work was being done by Sami Zayn. So sorry for that. So yeah. Sami, you know, they trolled us in the beginning. First, it was going to be Sami and Styles. Then it was going to be Kevin. Then it was going to be Sami Zayn. You know, they were just going back and forth. Couple of good spots. Like, I was surprised considering the back injury that Kevin Owens did a cannonball into the corner and missed. But like I said, I don't think it's not that he was a non-factor. I don't think he was injured beyond the ability to work. I just think they were trying to keep it down low so that way he wouldn't truly injure himself. So they worked over Styles for a little while. This match actually went a long time. It went like 15 or something minutes. AJ Styles, and the first time in what felt like a long time, did what in TNA, and what some people called the Stylin' DDT. It was basically the springboard moonsault into an inverted DDT. He used to do that move all the time outside of WWE. For whatever reason, they stopped really doing that. At least he stopped. Not that he stopped. Period. He does it every once in a while. I still remember some matches when he did it. One against Xavier Woods. A couple times against Dean Ambrose, but generally speaking, he does not do that. Generally speaking, he does not do that move as much anymore. So when it does happen, it kind of pops out. Styles at one point posted Kevin Owens. Sami Zayn came in, and off the distraction hit a Blue Thunder Bomb. That didn't work. AJ Styles was definitely the best spot of the match. AJ Styles in the corner, right? Kevin Owens runs at him, gives him a monkey flip, but Sami Zayn was right behind Kevin Owens. As is in midair, AJ Styles turns the monkey flip. He grabs Zayn by his legs and gives him a Hurricane Rana, or just Hurricane Rana, Frankenstein, or whatever you want to call it. He gives him a Rana, and but anyway, what am I talking about? It was a great spot. It was a great spot, and honestly, it's a spot that I haven't seen Styles do in many, many, many years. He's done that move. He has only ever done that move, as far as I'm aware of, in matches, in triple threat matches with Christopher Daniels and Samoa Joe. The last of which happened back in 2009. 2009, when Styles was only 32 years old. Styles was going to be 41 this year. So yeah, a long time. He did that. They did that in the Unbreakable match, the Unbreakable 3-way. The spot, that spot exactly. Instead, this time he was doing a Hurricane Rana to Samoa Joe, not the smaller guy in Christopher Daniels. They did it again a few months later in 2006, but this time with Samoa Joe countering. They did it again in 2009, again with Samoa Joe countering, but instead of doing like a submission hold or just a regular move. He straight up powerbombed AJ Styles right onto Christopher Daniels, which I always thought was awesome. But jeez, I'm hating these hiccups, man. But with that being said, it was a great spot, and it made me happy to see that. So just wanted to get that out of the way. Match ended when what happened was AJ Styles had Zayn up on his shoulders. Zayn was trying so desperately to get a tag in on Owens. Styles, he was like, Zayn was so close to getting a tag, but he was like a finger's tip away. And Zayn threw him out of the ring. Kevin Owens came in anyway, gave him a super kick, went to give him a pop-up powerbomb. Styles did counter with a roll-up and got Kevin Owens with the pin, even though Kevin Owens was not the legal man. So basically AJ Styles pinned the wrong guy, and now Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn still lost, even though again they got screwed because the wrong guy got pinned. And by the way, just to get this off my chest, this is the same company that just a couple weeks ago, a few weeks ago, Chad Gable and Shelton Benjamin pinned the wrong Uso. And the match did not end because apparently, I think it was like Daniel Bryan came out and said that, or basically they reversed the referee's decision, even though Tom Phillips, like a week and a half later, replaced Michael Cole after the Baron Corbin rampage. Tom Phillips straight up said that, you know, the referee's decisions are always final, even though like a week and a half earlier, the whole Gable Benjamin Uso thing happened when the referee's decision, as it turned out, was not final. And another case here, when the referee's decision is final, even though the wrong guy got pinned. Reasonably, of course, you should have had Daniel Bryan or Shane McMahon should have come out, storyline, and gave them another chance. Instead, they did not, because of course they're playing into the story that Shane McMahon doesn't care about the referee once again screwing Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn over. So, of course, Shane McMahon being more of a dick. So hopefully leading to a match with Daniel Bryan returning. Hopefully. But I just wanted to get that off my chest because I thought, like, what the fuck is this company doing? If you're gonna say referee's decision is vital, stick with it. Be consistent. I hate it when they change the rules because it suits them. To me, it just doesn't fucking make any sense. It's so stupid. Anyway, next match was the 2 out of 3 Falls Tag Team Championship match with the Usos defending the SmackDown Tag Team titles against Chad Gable and Shelton Benjamin. I thought this was probably going to be one of the show stealers. As it turned out, I was wrong. In fact, this was only the 4th best match of the night. I thought the WWE Championship match was slightly better than this one. I thought both Rumble matches were better. I'll get to that. But yeah, I thought that, that both Rumble matches, were better, and I thought this match was disappointing. Not bad, but disappointing. Now with that said, let's just get this right out of the way. I'm sorry, my hiccups are like, I don't know about you, but my hiccups tend to mess with my train of thought when I'm trying to go on a monologue like this, which is what I'm doing the review. So, these guys had a pretty good back and forth match. Benjamin at one point I thought, damn it. Benjamin at one point I thought had the pin, and after he did God, what's the move called? It's basically not the STO, but the flatliner. He basically did the flatliner move. And and which is one of Shelton Benjamin's finishes. But Uso kicked out. Uso hit a top rope splash. One of them did. Gable kicked out later on. The first fall happened when they did a super kick party basically to Chad Gable and hit a simultaneous super kick to a kneeling Chad Gable, and that's how they got the first pin on him. And I thought it was a good ways down it was a little bit of a good ways down the match, like 7 or 8, 9, maybe 9 minutes. I'm like, okay, that's good. Not 2 minutes as WWE tends to do. Then, you know, some shit happened. Dives happened. They went to the outside. Gable and Benjamin. Actually, no. It wasn't even 7 or 8 minutes. Now that I remember, it was more like 10 or so minutes. So, and this match, I actually looked up the time. Went about 14 minutes. The fact that, so, basically, the first fall happened after a long time. Benjamin came in. He posted one of the Usos. They hit the Doomsday Powerbomb on the floor to one of the Usos. Then they got the other one in there, but and as Chad Gable was going on the top rope for another Doomsday Powerbomb. Benjamin was getting position. I think it was Jay Uso who rolled up Shelton Benjamin in a small package and then pinned him. So basically, instead of the normal WWE formula with 2 out of 3 falls matches, usually is, okay, pin them first pin after a couple minutes, second pin after another couple minutes, or even immediately afterward, and then go a long time for the last pin. Well, why the fuck did you even do that? You might as well just made it a regular singles match. Changed the formula up here, but still kind of got me a little bit peeved. So, went a long time the first 11 to 12 minutes. Then, the second fall was 2 minutes later, and that ended the match. Bullshit! I thought that was poor booking. It was a pretty good match, but honestly, again, if they were gonna book it this way, you might as well just made it a regular tag team match, not a 2 out of 3 falls. And it has nothing to do with the fact that it only went 2 falls. It did not go to 3. It has nothing to do with that. I actually like it every once in a while when they don't go to the 3rd fall. I remember once back at 2007 when Chris Benoit was defending the United States Championship at Judgment Day, I think, against MVP. And MVP it was in a 2 out of 3 falls match. I think it was like MVP's last chance at the title. And MVP beat Chris Benoit 2 falls to 0. Benoit didn't even get a pin, even though Benoit's been beating this guy for months. WrestleMania, Backlash, then Judgment Day happened. It was basically MVP's last chance, and, you know, he got it. It's not the fact that it was 2 falls that bothered me. It was the fact that they went a long time the first fall, but then they only waited a couple minutes later for the second. That, to me, is retarded booking. Aside from that, it was still a pretty good match. It's the Usos of Gable and Benjamin. Don't expect anything shitty. You should be expecting something good. Now, what they do with Gable and Benjamin here on, I have no idea. And as well as the titles, I think what's happening, Usos are going into Mania to lose to the Bludgeon Brothers. I think that's probably what's going to happen. The 30-man Royal Rumble match. I was very shocked that they put the men's Royal Rumble match in the middle of the show. Again, I thought if you wanted to start off the show strong, start off with a Rumble and end with a Rumble. At any point, it didn't matter to me, really. I mean, it mattered, but it doesn't. It could have been either Rumble match. You could have had either men or women's Rumble match open the show and have the same formula and, you know, do all this shit. So, but instead they put it in the middle of the show. So, Jerry Lawler came up for commentary. We had the return of the 4-man announce booth. It was Jerry Lawler, Michael Cole, Corey Graves, and Byron Saxton. Thank God we didn't get Booker T, because I already hate the guy already enough for the horrible commentary he's done ever since he came back. The nonsensical commentary. I'm glad that from what I've heard, Jonathan Coachman has returned to WWE and has returned to the commentary booth. I remember back in the day, I kind of liked Jonathan Coachman on commentary. Whenever they gave him a shot, you know, he had personality. He was fun to listen to probably because they weren't speaking to his ear. Let's hope that they let him speak this time. The guy was on ESPN, for God's sake. The first two that came out, and by the way, Royal Rumble contest, there was no definitive winner. Because guess what? The person who won the Rumble match came out at number 14. Nobody drew number 14. So after I'm done reviewing the match, I'm going to... Actually, this video is probably going to go long enough as it is, so I'm just going to make a separate video deciding who the Rumble match winner is going to be. Okay? So that's how it's going to go. So I'm going to make a second video, but it'll probably only be maybe a couple minutes long at most. So, number one was Rusev. Number two was, and by the way, I have the contestants here. Number one was Rusev. Number two was Balor. I ended up drawing number two, and it's hilariously as Double X Prince pointed out, I went the distance. At least my pick did. I went the final four. Number one was who drew number one? Mr. TNA Dewey V2. You got Rusev, so you know he's probably happy that he got Rusev Day. Crowd loved Rusev. They got Rusev Day chants. It was awesome. These guys, you know, they hit each other. Number three, Double X Prince. Speaking of which, I saw his review just earlier today. He said that he may be the Double X Prince, but he seemingly is the king of Royal Rumble jobbers. 2 years ago, he got Curtis Axel. This year, he got Rhino. I'm just gonna say right now, I don't mean to do it to this guy. I don't mean this. I don't mean to constantly put him with the other jobbers. I seriously don't try on purpose to put him with jobbers. I seriously try my best to give him a good pick. Oh man, I feel bad for him now. Hopefully 2019 will yield him a better contestant or even the winner. So with that said, Rhino came out at number three. He lasted longer than Curtis Axel did 2 years ago, so I'll at least give Rhino that. Rhino actually gave a couple of belly-to-belly slams on Rusev and Balor. Baron Corbin came out at number four. He pretty much attacked everybody. He hit a deep 6 on Rhino and threw Rhino out, only to get immediately eliminated by Finn Balor, I think. Hang on a second. I gotta stretch. Oh, sorry. I was feeling a little bit stiff. Anyway, so Rhino came out. Corbin came out, eliminated Rhino, as I said. They got eliminated by Balor. Balor then was taken to the outside by Corbin. Corbin pulled him on the ropes, slammed his ass into the barricade, attacked Rusev to the outside. He took Rusev to the outside, hit the end of days on Rusev. Then, as number 5 was coming out, number 5 ended up being Heath Slater. He attacked Heath Slater. Clotheslined him right on the ramp. And poor Heath Slater, for like the next 5 or 6 contestants, or should I say participants in the Rumble match, they were all attacking Heath, who had yet to even get in the ring. Number 6, Elias came out. He played his guitar on the way to the ring. Commentary did say that this is probably the first time anybody's ever played guitar during a Rumble match. True, technically that is true. However, he's not the first person to bring a guitar with him to the Rumble match. That would be the Honky Tonk Man all the way back in 2001. So Elias came out, played his song, kicked Slater, like everyone did. Number 7 came out. By the way, I have to give Elias this. He burned the Rocky statue, which is hilarious. Number 7, NXT champion Andrade Cien Almas. I totally didn't. I expected an NXT guy. I did not expect Andrade Cien Almas. Andrade was awesome. The previous night. I mean, he was, like I said, he and Johnny Gargano, yeah, wow, that was really bad. He and Johnny Gargano arguably put on the greatest NXT, probably, I'm gonna say, he did put on the greatest NXT match ever with Johnny Gargano. And to have Andrade in this match was really, really cool. Especially since he was the winner. He attacked Heath Slater like everyone else does. Zelina Vega did not accompany him to ringside. But he came to the attack Slater, got in the ring. He worked over Elias. He even hit the corner knees. Number 8, Bray Wyatt. The buzzards, as they call it, turned on their phones as usual. Again, attacked Slater. Slater, Rusev, and Balor, by the way, are all still out on the floor after being just annihilated by Baron Corbin. And by the way, speaking of which, the booking has been really weird with Baron Corbin lately. First, he wins Money in the Bank. Then they have him lose the Money in the Bank to Jinder Mahal, of all people, thanks to John Cena. Lost John Cena at SummerSlam. It's like, why are they booking this guy like this? Then he won the United States Championship. And I'm like, okay, won the U.S. title. I can totally agree with that. Then, after a few months, they have him lose it to Dolph Ziggler, of all people. And then they have him eliminated here like a goober. He got Rhino out, and then he got eliminated himself. I'm just like, well, why are they booking this guy like this? Especially since he's been slowly but surely getting better. So yes. So I just wanted to get that out of the way. Balor, Wyatt was in the ring. Balor at one point attacked Wyatt, and I'm just like, oh god, please don't tell me they're going to continue the Balor-Wyatt feud, until I remembered, oh wait, hold on, Wyatt's feuding with Matt Hardy. Number 9 ended up being Big E, who did the whole entrance and everything. Don't you dare be sour and everything. Wyatt, the fans still chanting Rusev Day. Number 10, Rusev, by the way, got back in the ring, so that's where the Rusev Day chant. Number 10 was supposed to be Ty Dillinger. So yeah, 2 years in a row he got number 10, even though this year he didn't get in the ring. Why? Because he was attacked backstage by Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn, who are understandably pissed by being screwed earlier in the night. Kevin Owens tried to come out. No, it's not Kevin Owens. Sami Zayn came out to the ring and took his place, much like Edge did to Kofi Kingston at the Elimination Chamber back in 2009, or what Eric Rowan once did to Curtis Axel 3 years ago at the Royal Rumble 2015, or what Angle did to Jamie Noble back in 2005. May have been Funaki, but I'm pretty sure it was Jamie Noble. Anyway, sorry about that. I saw something, outside. Anyway, so Sami Zayn came in. So keep in mind, Royal Rumble contests in my contest at this point. I got number 2. Double X Prince, he was already eliminated. Jay Shepherdson got number 10. SFG Highlights got number 6. Rodenberg Rollins Highlights got number 7. So Steen Erico Fangirl, you got Elias. Rodenberg Rollins Highlights, you got Andrade Cien Almas. Good for you. Number 8, CrossFit Jesus. You got Bray Wyatt. I'm so sorry. I'm sorry. Number 9, nobody got number 9. Number 10, again, Jay Shepherdson. He got Sami Zayn as it turned out. 11, out came Sheamus, and everyone, by the way, was beating on Heath Slater on the way to the ring. Even Big E attacked Slater's face with pancakes from his trunks. Disgusting. I'm not even going to go into why it's disgusting. Number 11, though, Sheamus came out. And he looked at Heath Slater, threw Heath Slater in the ring, got in the ring himself, and literally, after 2 seconds, was eliminated by Heath Slater. Yep. Sheamus was eliminated by Heath Slater and got actually a pretty decent pop. A decently a good enough pop. And Slater clotheslined Sheamus right away. He couldn't have lasted. I read on Wikipedia here, I got Wikipedia. Here's what it says. Heath Slater spent okay. Sheamus, for whatever reason, I'm reading on Wikipedia saying that Sheamus was in the Rumble match for 20 seconds. Although the official is 20 seconds, the actual time is disputed. No fucking shit, the actual time is disputed. Sheamus couldn't have lasted more than 2 seconds. 20 seconds? It was more like 2 seconds. Why officially 20 seconds? That makes no sense. What, because it took 20 seconds for him to get to the ring? Are you high? Heath Slater they didn't change Heath Slater's time. Heath Slater, according to Wikipedia, got only 33 seconds in the match. That I can actually buy. But Cesaro was only in the match for maybe 2 seconds. He rivals the Warlord in second shortest elimination ever. He still didn't beat Santino, although he came pretty close. But Heath Slater got eliminated immediately after eliminating Sheamus, after he got hit by Sister Abigail and tossed by Bray Wyatt. Yeah. So, Balor, still in the match. Number 12 was Xavier Woods. He attacked Bray Wyatt. Not really anything. Number 13 was Apollo Crews. I like Apollo Crews, but... and I like the fact he was in the match this early, because that means that he wouldn't get booed or cheered too much, and it wouldn't seem pointless. That Crews is a good wrestler. Number 14, Shinsuke Nakamura. Nakamura came out to a huge pop. Crowd singing or humming to his theme song. So, yeah. Nakamura proceeded to eliminate people. He eliminated Sami Zayn. Sorry about that. He basically brawled with everybody. Nakamura attacking everybody. Number 15 was Cesaro. Thankfully, he did not suffer the same fate as Sheamus by being eliminated too quick. Killing everybody with uppercut, and he tossed Crews for good measure. So, and even though they've been feuding, pseudo-feuding, I should say, with him and Titus, the Bar, I should say. Number 16 ended up being Kofi Kingston. And then this is where Cesaro eliminated Apollo Crews. Sorry about that. My hiccups, man. Pissing me off. Number 17 ended up being Jinder Mahal. Why Jinder was in this match and Bobby Roode wasn't, I have no idea. But I'll deal with it. He for whatever reason, Jerry Lawler said Jinder Mahal was his pick to win. I laughed at the absurdity of it. Mahal then, for whatever reason, went after the New Day and he eliminated Big E. He eliminated Xavier Woods. Tried to eliminate Kofi, but I'll get to Kofi in a second. Number 18 was Seth Rollins. His gear, by the way, reminded me so much of Bam Bam Bigelow with the flaming tights. the flaming long tights. He made me happy by allowing me to see that. Rollins then eliminated Cesaro, so continuing their little feud. Mahal was trying to eliminate Kofi Kingston, almost did, but Xavier, who was outside, so picture this. Jinder tried to eliminate Kofi. Kofi almost got eliminated, but one foot landed on Xavier Woods. And so only one foot technically hit the floor. So he was not eliminated. And what happened? And then Big E came in with a thing of pancakes, tried to use it like a little island for his left foot. But then, after assistance from Xavier and Big E, it was awesome. They catapulted. They got him by his feet. They freaking catapulted Kofi Kingston back in the ring. And another Kofi Kingston saved elimination. They catapulted Kofi Kingston in the ring. But not only did they catapult him in the ring, he jumped clean over Jinder Mahal. And Mahal is not a short guy. Jinder Mahal is actually pretty tall. So he cleanly jumped way over Jinder Mahal, hit him with the Trouble in Paradise, and eliminated Mahal as the New Day apparently threw pancakes at him. And then Andrade Cien Almas, the heel he is, made him pay with a hammerlock DDT and then promptly eliminated him. I love Andrade. Especially this new Andrade. Number 19 was Woken Matt Hardy. He proceeded to attack Wyatt, then for whatever reason teamed up with Wyatt, eliminating Rusev. Not a good day for Rusev Day, I'm sorry. But then, they eliminated Rusev, and then they eliminated each other. So that's number 19. Before I continue, just an update on participants. Number 11 was 7699619. He ended up getting Sheamus. I'm so sorry, you. He was hoping. Now, 7699619. You told me that you were hoping with number 11 because you won last year's Rumble contest. But this year, you were hoping, even if you didn't win, at least to get a surprise return or something big. Instead, you were in the match for 2 seconds. I'm so sorry. Now you know how Double X Prince feels. Number 12 ended up being David Highlight Reel. He got Xavier Woods. Number 13, I'm pretty sure somebody did get number 13. Slian MC got Apollo Crews. Nobody got number 14, which was Shinsuke Nakamura, as it turned out. I'll get to that later. Nobody got 15. Nobody got 16. I even have the numbers here of the people who weren't chosen. Let's see here. Hang on a second. Because the way I wrote the list out, the contestants, I have a list in order of people who participated, not people who people like the number they drew, even though I honestly should have done that, which makes me look stupid. But yeah, nobody got 14. Somebody did get 15 though. Because I don't. Who got 15? Nobody got 15. I thought. Oh no, I have them all on pieces of paper. Nobody got 16. 17 was Lundrick. You got Jinder Mahal. And if you followed his Ask.fm account before he basically rage quit, well, he didn't rage quit. They canceled his account. But if you got his account, then you know his hatred for Jinder Mahal, because he basically said Jinder was a big reason as to why the WWE Championship was so devalued in the year 2017, and yet he got Jinder Mahal. I feel so sorry for you, Lundrick. Number 18 ended up going to Mr. Beetle 890. You got Seth Rollins. Not a bad choice. Not a bad choice by any means. Number 19 went to Matt Hardy. Nobody got number 19. Then we had number 20, John Cena. And the crowd chanted John Cena sucks, which is awesome. So yeah, John Cena was number 20. Everyone, and hilariously enough, everyone went to attack John Cena, which was just, it was awesome and hilarious. Cena fought back, ended up eliminating Elias, so there went their supposed feud that they were going to have. Then number 21 came out. Now, who got number 21? I know somebody did. Shawn Laker got 21. He ended up getting the Hurricane. Stand back. There's a hurricane coming through. And what's hilarious about this whole thing, just recently, Shane Helms, Sugar Shane Helms, Gregory Helms, the Hurricane, whatever you want to call him, he recently made a video on not a video, but he's like an Instagram post or like a Facebook post saying, it's like, because he won the WCW Cruiserweight title, he won the WWE version of the Cruiserweight title in 2 different, and now he said maybe I should come back and win the new Cruiserweight Championship, which is just hilarious. But honestly, because they're doing a tournament, a 205 Live tournament to determine who the Cruiserweight Champion will be at WrestleMania. They should actually put the Hurricane, Shane Helms, whatever you want to call him, they should put him in the tournament and have him put over one of the guys in the tournament. Not go on to WrestleMania, but put him in the tournament. I think it'll be fun. Whether it's as the Hurricane or just as regular ass Shane Helms. He, by the way, Hurricane came in, tried to choke slam Cena, but then got tossed right away. I was waiting for the line when JR would say he's flying because of course Hurricane thinks he's a superhero. That didn't happen. Then he posed on his way out, so much the sport he is. Number 22 was Aiden English. I had almost forgotten what Aiden English music sounded like. Because he constantly came out to Rusev's theme, because they were teaming together. He came out. Number 23. I need to do this. I'm sorry. Move my chair back. There we go. Number 23. Adam Cole, baby. I'm sorry. But yeah, Adam Cole. The other NXT guy to come out for, we heard the Shock the System. He did his Adam Cole baby thing on the ramp. His ribs were taped up. His ribs were taped up, selling his last night's match with the previous match with Aleister Black at TakeOver Philadelphia. So that was awesome. Hang on a second. Just real quick. Sorry about that. Anyway, so that happened. So Aiden English, meanwhile, got eliminated by Finn Balor. Then, remember, as I was watching this, I'm like, holy shit, both NXT guys are in the ring at the same time. I'm like, this is awesome. Then number 24 came out, ended up being Randy Orton. Just to make sure who got who. 23. Nobody got 22 or 24. Shawn Laker got number 21. Number 23 went to Prince of Strong Style V2, and I tweeted him on Twitter. I sent him a tweet on Twitter that, try saying that 5 times fast. I sent him a tweet saying, dude, you got Adam Cole, and then he responded by saying, baby. Even though he knew he wasn't going to win, he apparently liked his pick. Then out came Randy Orton. And even Adam Cole and Andrade almost went back and forth. Out came Randy Orton. He worked over Adam Cole. Andrade Cien Almas, I think, tried to do like a crossbody or something. Ended up jumping right into an RKO and then got eliminated. Andrade Cien Almas lasted a good amount. He lasted about 30 minutes in there. I thought that was really cool for him, considering he's the NXT champion. Number 25 ended up going to Titus O'Neil, and by this point I'm like, really, Titus O'Neil? You couldn't have any other guy in this spot. You had to have freaking Titus O'Neil. That to me made no sense, because I mean, have Titus early in the match, and maybe get promptly eliminated, but don't have him this late in the match. The last five or so picks of the Rumble match should all be either important people, surprise returns, or at least popular wrestlers. Even if they're not important by company standards, they're popular. Put them in that spot. And this is one of the only gripes I have with the Rumble, because they did this with 3 people. They took 3 spots of the final 5 or 6 spots and gave them to people that nobody gave a damn about. Titus O'Neil being one. I'll get to the other 2. Number 26. Nobody I think here got 20. Yeah, 20. Man, no, the odds were not in anybody's favor. 22, 24, 26. None of them, and 20. None of them got picked. That kind of sucks. It ended up being all the odd numbers. 25. Who is number 25? Marcus L. He was my buddy from high school who got in the tournament. Who got in the contest last minute. I'm so sorry, Marcus. I know you were having fun. I'm pretty sure you were, but I'm so sorry. By the way, I was actually no, never mind. I'll say that for later. Number who? Shh. I'm sorry. By the way, considering how long this video is going, I'm gonna make this yet another 2-parter video, much like I did with my Wrestle Kingdom, because I have a lot to say about the Women's Rumble match. So, after I'm done with the Men's Rumble match, I am going to stop and make a video for part 2 at a later time. Maybe even immediately afterward, but yeah. Just so you guys know, so that way you don't have to listen to 2 hours of me talking. You can take a break. Number 26 ended up going... Damn, my hiccups. Number 26 was The Miz, who was definitely more deserving of the spot he got. Jeez, these hiccups, man. Miz came in the ring, went wild on everyone, including laying down it kicks, as they're calling it now. Let's see here. Number 27, as it turned out, ended up being Rey Mysterio. I messed that whole thing up. Yes, number 27, a briefly returning Rey Mysterio, who, by the way, looked to be in absolutely tremendous shape. The guy looked freaking awesome. He doesn't wear the baggy tights that he's mostly well known for. He wore like Seth Rollins style tights, like they tighten around your legs and such. He wore those things. So yeah, gotta give Seth Rollins brass balls. Seth Rollins, Rey Mysterio brass balls for doing that. I haven't seen him look like that in probably since the WCW days. Now that I think about it. But number 27, who got number 27? I know somebody did. Thien and the Dude. You got number 27, boy, and you should be happy because you got Rey Mysterio. That was pretty awesome. As far as I know, Rey Mysterio's return was only there was negotiations. Despite being 43 years old, WWE still wants Rey to work a full-time deal. Rey pretty much said screw off and said no. And honestly, at his age, and with all the injuries he's had, he should not be working full-time. He should only be wrestling here and there. Not like retire and like do a match a year. But I mean, like, he shouldn't wrestle the WWE schedule. Because he knows how messed up that is. And that's why he didn't return full time. This was a one-time return, though. So at least he was good enough to do this. Rey Mysterio came in. He eliminated Adam Cole. So, as fun as it was, short session for Adam Cole, he gave The Miz the 619, which of course got a good pop. By the way, Rey came out to a great reaction. Number 28, Roman Reigns. And the one thing I'll say about the contest, I'm glad nobody got Roman Reigns. And I don't think they were complaining by the end of the show. Roman Reigns came in, eliminated the Miz along with... he eliminated Titus O'Neil, and then with the help of Seth Rollins, he eliminated the Miz by doing a pseudo-shield powerbomb to Curtis Axel and Bo Dallas outside. Crowd, of course, hated Roman Reigns, and especially when they attacked the Miz of all people, they hated it. Probably because they now like the Miz for being a heel. He's so good at it. Reigns, and I saw this coming, like, after Miz got eliminated, I saw this coming. Reigns proceeded to eliminate Seth Rollins, and Seth Rollins took it like a man. He didn't do the Hulk Hogan thing where, even though it's every man for himself, Hulk Hogan was a little bitch and proceeded to get Sid Justice eliminated. So, yeah. Big Dog, and I read this online, it was hilarious. The Big Dog is a big dick. Yeah. Number 29 was Goldust. I like Goldust, but really number 29 this close to the end, it seems anticlimactic. Goldust came in, nobody got eliminated. Number 30, I was like, who's it going to be? Who's going to be number 30? Is it going to be another surprise? Is it going to be The Undertaker? Is it going to be Johnny Gargano to an absolutely outrageously huge pop? No. Was it going to be Bobby Roode with a glorious entrance? No. That would have gotten a big pop. No, it ended up being fucking Dolph Ziggler. Now, anticlimactic as it was, in my mind, I was willing to give it a chance. Like, well, let's see what they do with Ziggler. I don't expect him to win, but let's see what they do with him. He was only in there for maybe a minute and a half. I'm not shitting you. He was only in there for maybe a minute and a half. And then he eliminated Goldust, but then proceeded to get eliminated by Finn Balor after maybe a minute, 2 minutes. So yes, a pointless giant waste of a number 30 spot. Absolutely horrendous. They should have waited longer for Ziggler to return, or hell, put him on Raw. Saying, I had enough of this shit on SmackDown, put me on Raw. So, there was that. It was so pointless. It was the only complaint I had about the match. Aside from that, no real complaints. So, Balor eliminated Ziggler. We were now down to the final 6 in the match. We had... there was like 3 sides of the ring. On one side, we had the veterans of WWE. We had veterans. We had Rey Mysterio, Randy Orton, and John Cena. And on one of the corners of the ring, you had Finn Balor and Shinsuke Nakamura, the New Japan guys. And then, like in a league unto himself, you had Roman Reigns, which is a perfect microcosm of what the people think of him. All by himself and a failure. By our standards, not by WWE's or Vince's. They all faced, although eventually Reigns did team up with Balor and Nakamura, they went up against the veterans. Orton hit Nakamura with an RKO. Reigns ended up eliminating Randy Orton soon after that. He hit a 619 on Cena and Reigns, but as he was recovering from hitting the 619 on the 2 biggest stars from the company, Balor eliminated Rey. We came down to the final 4. Reigns, Cena, and my boys, Finn Balor and Shinsuke Nakamura. I wanted Nakamura to win, and Balor was the only one left in the contest. Me. I was the only one left in the contest. And by the way, I did not do that on purpose. I did not cheat myself. You saw me on video. I did not cheat myself to get in the number 2 spot. That was by complete coincidence. Call me the unofficial winner, I guess. I don't know. But because nobody technically won, I will make a separate video to determine the contest winner. This will probably be a couple minutes long at most. They all is in the final 4. They stood off each other. Crowd rooted for Nakamura the most. They all brawled. At one point, it was Cena and Reigns one-on-one, and to which the crowd chanted, "You both suck." I love you, Philly. Balor and Nakamura then went on the attack. Then Nakamura and Balor went one-on-one against each other, including a nice little spot when I think Nakamura was going for the Kinshasa, and then Balor got him with a double foot stomp. That was awesome. By the way, the Final 4 actually went a good amount of time, so it actually felt like a Final 4. Even the Final 6, even though it was brief with Orton and Ray, that was a lot of fun. Then we had after that double foot stomp thing, Balor was eliminated by John Cena. He lasted the longest in this match in 57 minutes. So, I lost. Then the Cena-Reigns beatdown of Nakamura occurred. So these two really did play it up as almost like heel. Then it was Cena and Reigns. Got the 5-knuckle shuffle on Reigns. Cena... Reigns hit the Superman punch, went for a spear, Cena countered, hit the AA, but Nakamura came in for the attack, tried to eliminate him. Cena tried to eliminate him. Nakamura did a front suplex, he planted Cena's feet to the outside of the apron. Cena tried to go for a shoulder block through the ropes. Nakamura backed up and then hit him with a Kinshasa and eliminated him. Then, it was Nakamura and Roman Reigns, the two guys who we thought had the biggest chance of winning. Because we had a pretty good idea that Nakamura was probably going to face Styles at WrestleMania, and we basically knew that Reigns was going to face Lesnar. So Nakamura and Reigns went at it for several minutes, I might add. Triangle choke, hit the powerbomb from the outside of the ring to the inside. Dumb, but, it's a match. You don't want to powerbomb somebody to the outside. That's just death, wishing death on the wrestler. The spear, Reigns went for a spear, got countered by a knee, and then several kicks. Nakamura hit the knee off the ropes. Roman Reigns countered the Kinshasa with a spear. Reigns, I was so afraid that Reigns was going to win. I almost died. Reigns went to toss Nakamura, but coming off the ropes, Nakamura hit Reigns with a devastating looking running knee. Almost like a Kinshasa, but not really. It wasn't really a Kinshasa, but it looked very similar. And off of that running knee, eliminated Reigns. Nakamura won the Royal Rumble match. The men's Royal Rumble, I should say. It was fucking awesome. I don't know who laid out this match, but this was awesome. It had a lot of things. Several stories going into it. The bit with Heath Slater was fun. And of course it was and by the way, I forgot to mention, when Heath Slater eliminated Sheamus the way he did, I completely laughed my ass off. I loved it. Andrade Cien Almas got a good run. Balor got the Iron Man performance. Seeing Adam Cole was pretty awesome. Seeing Ray was a great surprise. Seeing the Hurricane, as short as it was fun. Even though I didn't like the placement of 3 of the last 5 or 6 contestants in Titus, Goldust, and Dolph Ziggler, I did love the final 6, which was Randy Orton, Rey Mysterio, Roman Reigns, John Cena, Finn Balor, and of course our winner, Shinsuke Nakamura. I love that. It was really, really cool. They worked extremely hard. They went a long time the last several minutes. They wanted Reigns to lose in the worst way. Nakamura, you know, say what you will about his main event run so far, main roster run so far, but, you know, he pulled in a hell of a performance in this match. And immediately after the match was over, Renee Young came in, asked who are you going to face at WrestleMania, because remember, before the show officially started, they said that whoever wins the Men's Royal Rumble, you could challenge for either title. So honestly, the Final Four, it could have been Finn Balor if he wanted to go for Styles. It could have been John Cena if he wanted to go for Styles. But they stuck to their plans, hopefully, and went with Nakamura. And Nakamura said, like, who are you gonna go after? Nakamura straight up said, AJ Styles. And of course, we are treated to Shane McMahon and Daniel Bryan cheering on backstage because Nakamura won the Rumble and it was a SmackDown guy, and of course the match was fucking awesome. I'm gonna say it right now. I don't know if this might be an unpopular opinion, but I'm gonna say it right now. This is definitely not too unpopular. Best Rumble match in years. Somewhat unpopular opinion. This is the best Royal Rumble match going all the way back to 2004 when Chris Benoit won the Rumble. Yes, that match was amazing. This match was also amazing. Yes, there was the little bit with Ziggler, Goldust, and Titus taking up the final spots, some of the final spots, and being kind of a waste. But aside from that, there was no real complaints in this match. The wrestling was good. The crowd was super into it. They wanted Nakamura to win in the worst way possible. I'm glad they gave the win to Nakamura because I'll tell you, the ending of this match would have sucked balls if Reigns had won. This match went over an hour. It went over an hour. So they definitely took their time, especially the final six, whatever you want to call it. They definitely took their time to try to make it great, and it was a lot of fun. So yes, and yes, as we all begged for the day that we heard Nakamura and Styles were going to WWE, we said as a unit, as a group, these two need to have a championship match at WrestleMania, and that's exactly what we're getting. Good job, WWE. Good fucking job. I would continue the review, but I'm gonna save part 2 for the Raw title matches and the Women's Rumble and the Ronda Rousey thing. So until next time, guys, be well, stay safe. I'll see you next time with part 2 of my Royal Rumble 2018 review. Till next time, guys, peace!